What is going on, YouTube? Brandon Griggs here at Keynote Comics, the place where you can discover comic books and comic book related content. I'm here with Lando. I'm here with Jody, and we are here having a discussion as usual, coming back with a two-parter. It's like, I don't know, second part. It is
back to back like Kobe and Jack. You know what I mean?
But yeah, as usual, we're just going to sit here. We're going to talk about a lot of comic book related content. And there's a big thing going on because DC has announced that they're revamping their universe.
Fresh start.
Yeah, fresh start. Some losses, few casualties. We've lost a few. Henry Cavill, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I don't know. It's bittersweet. Because with the news that they presented to us, it's kind of like it feels good, but it feels bad at the same time. Like I feel like it's like, when you see your, I guess, actually literally it's the same situation. We're literally seeing an actor that we've enjoyed seeing as a certain character, and now they're gonna basically be replaced. So that's exactly how it feels. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I got high hopes for it. I don't know about you guys. Like, how are y'all feeling about it right now?
Well, with the actors being cut and everything like that, that's one thing. But Batman Beyond got cut, right? Because that was supposed to be in the mix.
Yeah.
That's what
there was the talks, and they were supposed to have Michael Keaton return, and now I'm a little bit confused because Michael Keaton was kind of supposed to return for like a few things, so now that's not even happening.
Yeah, see, I'm not, like I said, I'm not too much DC, but Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond, that's what I was actually looking forward to seeing. I like the animated show. The animated show is dope, and wanted to see how it will be on screen. And if that's not gonna ever come through, yeah, that's kind of tough right there. I feel like they should do something with that character because there's a lot going on with that right there. So I want to see Terry McGinnis on the big screen, man. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that would have been awesome for sure.
Yeah. And then because he has the different villains like Ink, you know what I mean? That's
right.
Ink's a dope villain.
Oh no, Livewire was Superman, but she would show up in that, right? Because her and Ink would kind of do a Harley Ivy type of duo type of thing. I think so.
But that's the only DC thing I semi know about right there. So, yeah, man. And yeah, I heard that they're not doing that. So that's tough right there. That's a big loss in my opinion. So
yeah, it absolutely is. I'm kind of wondering why they don't make it a priority, because if you honestly think about it, Batman Beyond was well received and probably on par to the Batman animated series. So people took to that really well because, especially with it having the connections, so it made everything that they did prior relevant and everything, so they could even go back and be from a certain episode or whatever, this event took place, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that event. So it's just
that'd be nice.
They could have took the chance and did something similar with having Michael Keaton a part of it. They could have, did something similar just like that.
Yeah, because he old as hell, and in the series, Batman old as hell. He ready to be done. I think, if I remember correctly, he pulled out a gun on one of the bad guys and stuff, and that's when he knew it was. Yeah, you need to retire.
Because the first episode he does it, and
yeah. You're doing too much. You know what I mean? And yeah, so.
Because he was getting whooped. That's what happened. He was getting beat down a little bit. So he's just and then he's
I ain't having that. That's tough though. But yeah, that's the thing I'm more, kind of down about, if anything. So
yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm probably in the minority, but Henry Cavill, I did not really like him as Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody else seems to, and is a whole bunch of stuff about trying to get him back in and get him to commit to being Superman. And he finally did. And then James Gunn said, thank you, no thank you. But I'm interested to see where they go with Superman. He just wasn't my favorite. He was kind of too stoic or something like that. Just not, I don't know. I'd like to see a little more emotion out of him. maybe it was the directing and the movies and stuff, but
Yeah.
so I'm interested to see what they end up doing with Superman. I'm thinking, I think I might have heard, or maybe I'm hoping that they'll go quite a bit younger. Like I don't want Superboy, but I'd like to see a pretty young Superman, just kind of getting figuring out who he is, and being a reporter, Clark Kent, stuff like that. Get into that.
So they said the title was going to be like Superman Legacy.
Yeah,
right?
I believe so.
So that gives me the feeling that it's going to be more of, I feel like we're not going to be getting Superman. We're probably going to get a Jonathan Kent or whatever son they decide to go with, and that's kind of which is not going to be a bad thing, because we can still get Superman, you know what I mean? Like he still can be relevant in there. It's just the focus is on the lineage, going forward. So
we definitely don't need another Superman origin story.
Right.
I definitely don't need that again.
And with building a kind of slight connection to that, because they also mentioned the Brave and the Bold, and that we're going to be getting the Damian Wayne. So I think that honestly makes the most sense. If you're going to get Damian Wayne, and then if you get a Superboy as well, then of course that allows them to do their own, I guess, Young Avengers styled, connection, which I think would be great. And honestly, I was sitting here thinking about it today, and I was kind of like, you know what? Them having Damian Wayne would probably be a really great experience, off of the simple fact that it's going to give us something we haven't seen in a while. One, we haven't seen a Robin in a while. No. And then two, if you think about Damian Wayne and how he acts, if they can get someone to pull off like the sarcasm and the mannerisms of Damian Wayne, that's going to give a really great experience, I think, on camera, of a relationship that we haven't got to actually see from Batman.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
So, yeah, I think that would be really nice.
I'm just down for something good to watch, because, like, honestly, when it comes to DC and like Superman, I know Smallville. I can just bring it back to the show, the CW show. I really love that show, man. Like Smallville was my shit. It was my bad, I'm cussing, but yeah, Smallville was my jam, man. Like that's what I really rocked with. But yeah, so I don't really, when it comes to Superman, like I feel like Superman's kind of outdated. Just like I just don't really get hyped for anything Superman. Like Batman, I can still get hyped for Batman stuff and everything. I feel like Superman got like lost in the shuffle a little bit, like through the last couple of years, and it just don't do it for me like that. But I'm waiting. I'm anticipating. This is why we have this whole new changeover, and we're gonna see what's gonna take place with that, and hopefully it will get me hyped up and involved to want to go and watch the movie and see what's new and see what's going on. So, because I know Smallville, like Lex Luthor, it's my guy. Even his dad, man. Like this man, like, their dynamics and everything. Like it was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you guys happen? Did you guys happen to see the thing about someone had brought up, I guess, to Dave Bautista about potentially playing Lex Luthor, and I was thinking, you know what, that I personally don't think that would be bad. I would actually might want to see him do something like that, because he is trying to go for a little career change here, and do something slightly different out of Drax the Destroyer. So I think he could do it. I think he's committed to doing it, and then he's already got the ball ahead. He would give us a different style Lex Luthor that we haven't that we probably haven't seen before. I don't know. You don't seem like you're on board on that.
I lost my hype already. If that's going to be Lex, I lost my hype. But I got to see what it's going to be before I say anything. You know what I mean?
I think that would be hard. Lex Luthor is supposed to be like a genius, like genius level, like smartest people on the planet, and just seeing Dave Bautista as playing him and knowing what he did as Drax, like it would be so hard to just like context shift and just buy into that. And I hadn't heard that. I had heard he was had talked to James Gunn about potentially being Bane, but they decided that wasn't going to happen. So
Right.
I would be surprised to see him show up in something. But like you said, he's, maybe trying to get out of the superhero genre because he doesn't like to have to, he's getting old to maintain his physique and stuff.
Mhm.
But that would be what would be interesting is seeing somebody who had like the mental fortitude of Lex Luthor, but then in a jacked body, like where he could slam people around and stuff. That would be kind of interesting. But I just don't think Dave Bautista that I could just like get away from how dumb Drax was.
Something happened. Sticking with the whole DC talk, we know we're getting Damian Wayne. I guess we think we're all under the impression now with the legacy thing that it makes sense that we might actually get a super son here and everything. So it's just like, with that in mind, it's like, what other characters do you think we could potentially be able to see? Because they did also mention that thing that's like basically like Amazon Wonder Woman related, right? Is that correct? Because I can't remember everything they had brought up. Hold on,
Do
let
you
me
know
see.
Jody?
I don't remember that one. I remember Swamp Thing though, right?
Yeah, Swamp Thing they did. Yeah,
I think
which
that
is
was
going
at
to
the
be a
end of the
movie, I
list.
believe. I think they.
Yeah. No, so what they're going to put out the Aquaman 2 movie, and then are they just going to leave that alone for a little while?
Honestly, that's a good question because everyone's is kind of wondering like why Jason Momoa was so excited. So he got some good news, but we don't know why. And
Yeah.
then it's just they kind of like, I think I watched something they kind of worded it where it's like James Gunn said that he will only be playing one character, so we don't have to worry about him playing multiple characters. But does that mean it's gonna stay the same as where it's already at, or will it actually change and then he's only playing, whatever it is that he must have got an offer to, be able to do? So it's
Yeah.
like trying to figure that out right now.
That would be strange and confusing to me if they like changed him from Aquaman to a different character as an actor. But I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
like that about the actor. So
I agree. That's weird.
yeah.
Like, so it sounds to me he's staying on as Aquaman. Like,
Yeah.
my boy, Ezra Miller still got a job.
Yeah. Like the Flash movie's coming out, and that's what they're going to key all this stuff.
After all that legal trouble,
Weird.
still.
So
Man.
the way that it was worded, he is still technically with them, but they
Yeah,
are still
there we
technically
go.
with
Yeah, the
them.
pronoun said they. Yeah, my bad.
And that they are going through the process of recovery and everything like that. So I'm not fully sure. They basically said that they will, once they go through that process, they'll come back and see if it's still a good fit for them to, go forward with that being the case. So there's still a possibility, like it's still on the table right now. It doesn't look, they haven't said no, and
Yeah,
Ezra's already in it. It sounds like it's a go as long as they feel it's comfortable for them to, go forward with everything.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the actor that plays Flash in the CW though? Grant. I don't remember his last name.
Gustafson or something like that.
Yeah, I like him. I don't know. I might be the only one, but I like him though. But
I liked him in that. I haven't followed that whole series, but I liked him.
The show got stale after like season 3 or something. Like they doing too much now. But I liked them though. I liked that show in the beginning too. It was really good.
Yeah.
That's what. I know I say I'm not really a DC person, but I got the Reverse Flash first appearance last year because of that show. Because that show really made me like Reverse Flash, man. Like it's one of my favorite villains now. Like
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Lanterns. They said Lanterns is going to be. It sounds like it's like a maybe a reimagining of what they were going to do with the Green Lantern show.
Yeah.
So they're going to do something with those, which hopefully is cool.
I'm just interested to see. Like I think I'm not worried about their, I guess, story so much. Like I think I think they're gonna go hard with the stories, because with James Gunn being in charge, I think it's gonna allow a lot of creativity, and we're gonna get, some unique, storytelling with this stuff. Where I am concerned is the budget of how what's it gonna look like? How much money are they gonna like put behind some of these things? Because it seems like they're done with, this whole CW style way of shooting or, filming
Mhm.
stuff. So I am hoping, because I do really feel like these properties deserve a lot more to go into it. And that's already one reason. It's not the reason, it's just one of the reasons I feel that Naomi did not do well, is because of that. Now, but like I said, it's not the reason. The reason is because they just flip the whole script on that, series and everything, or yeah, on that series and everything. So, but yeah, I just want to know what are these films and these shows gonna look like,
Mhm.
because if we're not gonna get on a similar level that we're receiving from Disney Plus with the Marvel content, then I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily like it. Like matter of fact, I think the best one that was out of the shows and stuff was the Swamp Thing. Like the way that Swamp Thing looked and felt, I want that kind of quality for their TV shows going forward.
I heard good things. I don't think I saw any of the Swamp Thing, but I heard really good things about that. I saw a little bit of what's the show with the Nightwing, the Teen Titans.
Oh, the Titans, yeah,
Like that
yeah.
was from what I've seen of that wasn't too bad.
No,
Uh,
it wasn't, but it was
Doom
still.
Patrols is like feels real low budget. Like I didn't like that one.
Mhm. But I think with Doom Patrol, it worked for that, just because of how the characters and stuff are. Titans gave me more of a CW vibe
Hmm.
with that. So Doom Patrol gave me more of a, we can go low budget with this because the creativity and the quirkiness and like
It's kind of
with the stuff,
campy.
yeah, and it works that way. Because I definitely wasn't like really a fan of the look of Cyborg in it, but it
Oh
was just
yeah.
like with the way that, a lot of stuff, like, even Robot Man and all this, like it to me seemed like it meshed well for something like that. And I think they can get away with stuff like that, which is fine, because I mean, look at Peacemaker. Peacemaker was kind of similar to I mean, at least for me, it kind of gave me a similar vibe to Doom Patrol as well, the way they kind of like slightly approached it. So
And then bringing it back to Naomi, I
mhm.
think it was like rushed. Like she didn't have enough material to have a show. That was like too quick, too soon. Like how you gonna make a series off of well, her mini series was like only six comic book issues, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gonna have a TV show off of that? Like how's that make sense? Like that it didn't make sense to me then, and I'm not surprised that it got shelved because
Hmm.
you don't even have enough material. The character was only out for like what, a year and a half, 2 years, if that.
Yeah. I
It
And
could
mean,
then
I mean it could have given them a lot of freedom to do like new stuff if it was good, but I only watched like the first episode and I didn't follow it really.
I'm right there with you. I watched the first and I tried to watch the second, and I was like, yo, the production and everything was just
Right.
so cheesy to me. It was just like, yeah,
yeah.
this is all bad. But I agree, it could have given them some freedom to keep it going. But I feel like you just got to have more material in the books just to give you a show. Like it was just too quick. I wanted it to succeed. I wanted it to be successful and
I
everything,
did
but
too.
it
Yeah.
just didn't match up.
I'm rooting for all these guys. Like I'm always optimistic. Like,
Yeah,
it's like, come on, give me something good. Give me something I can get into, something I
yeah,
have to see.
Hmm.
Kind of like the Marvel stuff. Even when it's not like I didn't love Miss Marvel and I really didn't like She-Hulk very much, but I felt
Hmm.
like I needed to watch it.
okay,
Keep
yeah.
up with like the character development. So when they show up in the bigger movies and stuff, I know like what happened with them before.
Right.
So when it comes to Miss Marvel and like She-Hulk, like those two shows, like what about them that like didn't really resonate, like or that you wasn't really feeling like that? Like
Well, She-Hulk was just it got a little bit silly at times, like the frog dude, um, the Titania. I think they did Titania so wrong. It's like she's like a like a influencer, Instagram influencer who's like super strong or something, but she's like so like on the surface she's like so like worried about her image and stuff. And I mean, I don't remember, I read Secret Wars when they introduced Titania, and I don't remember that character real well, but it's like I don't like, it's hard to develop like when they're superficial. Like it's like they don't really have any character development, so they're throwaway characters. And it's like don't come out with a thing where you're just going to give me like throwaway characters over a 2 or 3 episode arc. That's just kind of like at the end of the day, it's like I didn't care about it.
Okay,
I can
like,
understand that.
Get me invested in a character, and don't like give them some like they might be back sort of thing. And it's like if they come back sometime in the future, it's going to be trouble. But like She-Hulk just like handled her, and it made her look stupid and all that sort of stuff. And it's like if she comes back sometime in the future, I'm just going to be like, I still don't care.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that. I actually enjoyed the show because it just was like it's like a comedic type of thing to me. Like, so every night I was tuning in whenever it was popping on Disney Plus. It was just like, all right, what am I going to laugh about today? It's just something just real quick, like how you said, like the throwaway characters. Like I just took them as throwaway characters as well. Like the frog person, all right, goofy ass, goofy, whatever. This and another, like everything was just goofy. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah. It was just funny to me, like, and I actually enjoyed that one real quick. Miss Marvel, I enjoyed that one to a certain extent, and then like it got kind of got stale to me a little bit. So, but I'm hopeful for the movie, the Marvels movie, and everything. Hopefully, she'll do well when it comes to that. So, but just everything Marvel, like, just I don't know, everything right now is kind of shaky for me at the moment. Even with this Ant-Man movie coming up, I'm not really that excited for anything. I don't want to come out as a Debbie Downer, but I'm just being honest though. Y'all need to get me excited. I need to get excited about something. I want to be hyped up. I could get hyped. I'm telling you, but nothing's getting me hyped up right now. Everything right now is just kind of dry at the moment, and it's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. So,
nah, I know what you guys mean.
A little disappointed.
I think they realized it. Like I think they're slowing down the pace of the shows for Disney Plus so that they can like work on the quality and the effects. I mean, that's the other thing. She-Hulk, those effects were terrible. I mean, terrible. But I feel, I get where you're coming from, and I don't fault them for trying to do like the comedic thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they could have still not made the characters kind of stupid. That's my opinion.
A little dumbed down. Okay.
But I like what I do like about what they did was they tried something different for every series. And they were just like, they're like, what's going on over here? What can we do? How can we push the boundaries? Can we explore some new areas? To me, Miss Marvel was just kind of it was geared towards a little bit younger audiences, which is totally fine. And I didn't have too much trouble with it. I would have really loved if they would have, sort of, instead of making her a mutant, if they would have like teased that they're Inhumans or something, like just left it not really like, oh, you're a mutant, you have a mutant gene.
That threw me off too.
Part, I was like, come on.
That threw me off as well too, because
there's enough room for Inhumans too.
Yeah, I'm an X-Men mutant fan, and that I was like, nah. That threw me off.
So and then also because it really, I don't know, it put a lot on the bands that she wore to get her powers. Like that's what activated her mutant gene, and it had to work with it. I just, again, more like with the Inhumans when they get the Terrigen Mist, like they don't need anything extra. Like that's their
that's what they got.
Stuff. So so a little bit like I didn't like the reliance on it's the band. The bands have to be with her for her to have like that activated mutant gene. So I don't know where they'll take it. I'm along for the ride, so I didn't hate it. But we'll see where they go.
Same here.
I actually read on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was kind of more like, all right, we were kind of speculating this in the beginning when they dropped the trailer, and you see the purple glow and everything coming from it. And so it's like, of course, like we're like, okay, well, we've seen this before. This was in Shang-Chi and with the 10 rings and everything like that. And then of course we had the ending at the movie, that clearly this is not of Earth or whatever. So it's just kind of like, I thought we were going to get that connection there. Like, okay, these things are similar, which I mean, essentially they did, which is how they kind of ended, or at least I think, I don't know, I might be blanking on this, but that's basically kind of, they hinted something like that right at the end of Miss Marvel, right?
She like disappeared in a
In her
captain.
closet or something like that. Yeah. And then,
Okay, right.
Carol Danvers popped over here and something like
Right.
that.
So it's just like I thought that we were gonna get more hints to it, and maybe find out that was a connection, that was the real connection to it. But then we got the Jen thing, and then I was just like, I don't necessarily know where this is exactly going. But I wasn't mad at it. I think they're probably gonna explain more to it, going forward. But I was just like, I think that's what I would have liked to see, like, what is the connection to the Kree, and then with the situation with the 10 rings, and then like they're building something on that, so then we start being able to put some puzzle pieces together. And yeah.